What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Sunday afternoon. I myself feeling a little bit better, trying to recover from this damn COVID, but Eagles football helping me get there, helping me find that energy each day to try to go through this stuff. So trying to get through this training camp and just, dude, we are less than a month away and ready to jump through a wall. I'll be real with you. This Eagles team has got me fired up. We've talked about it, since last year, even what this team needed to do. We've seen what they've added on paper. Now we're getting to see a little bit of it on the field. We saw the game the other day. It was truly beautiful. Made a little highlight video for you guys yesterday. If you missed that, I'll maybe show that to you at the end of the clip. Throw it in the comments for you guys to check out. But it was an exciting game from a lot of our ones and twos. And then, obviously the third and fourth, we saw a lot of sloppy football, but that is to be expected. So exciting times, but now we're back. We're practicing, getting ready for Sunday. We're going against the Browns, and then we'll continue one more week of practices. And then we obviously have one more preseason game. Dude, it is almost here. I cannot wait. But by Tuesday, we have to cut down to 85. So we got rid of two guys today. So we'll start off with that. William Dunkel and Sam linebacker Ali Fayyad were let go today. And, these were two guys we talked about not really in the competition. So that just letting them go, maybe they can find themselves on another roster. So best of luck to those guys. But yes, we're going to go through the injuries. We're going to go through who's back, the limited, all that great stuff. So we're going to go through that. Any questions, any comments that you have, please feel free to throw them my way. Truly appreciate all of you taking the time. Hope you're having yourselves a great weekend. But let's get into this. We've got a couple comments. Check out my man Mitch in the building. So close with us. Yes, indeed, my man. Hope you are doing well. Ready to talk some Eagles football. So hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that like button, subscribing, whatever you're doing to support the channel. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So we went through the transactions. Let's talk about the injuries today. Jaquiski Tartt, somebody who we know battling for one of those last safety positions, but unfortunately been out of practice. I haven't been seeing much. It's like, yeah, he's been out for personal reasons. So I have no idea what's going on with him. Hope everything is well with him, but he was back on the field today. So let's take a look at some of the guys that did return. Kenneth Gainwell, Devontae Smith, and Tartt were back today. So love to see that. And once again, we are just being precautious with some of these injuries. So a lot of people lose their mind when they see a huge list like this. A lot of the times there's nothing to worry about, just trying to keep guys fresh for this long season, 18 weeks, hopefully a lot longer. So let's go. Now, guys that did not practice, Arcega-Whiteside was a non-football injury. Again, I do not believe he is making this team, so probably about to be cut. We'll see what's going on with them. Hope all is well, but Calcaterra still out. Do not like to see that, but that gives Togiai and Richard Rodgers an opportunity to show off and try to maybe make this team as that third tight end if Calcaterra ends up on the PUP list or whatever does happen with him. LaRaven Clark out with the hip injury, Christian Ellis hamstring, Javon Hargrave with the toe injury. Again, these are not serious things other than someone like Jason Kelsey who's having surgery. He will be out, hopefully ready for week one. We'll keep you in the loop there. Jared Maiden, ankle injury. Miles Sanders, leg soreness. So, again, not big deal. Boston Scott dealing with a concussion. That's definitely unfortunate, but Kennedy Brooks trying to stake his claim to win that job over Boston. It's going to be an uphill battle, but Jason Huntley as well looked pretty damn good in those returns as usual, trying to do things on offense. So we'll see who can make this team, but we've got competition, so you love to see it. And then Greg Ward, he was actually out again with that toe injury. I thought he might not make this team because I think Reagor will be 5, and I thought Covey could make it as 6. But when you're looking at someone like Britton Covey, limited down there with that thumb injury, thank God it's only limited. Doesn't seem to be anything, serious. He's not even missing practice, so that's great news for him. Was hopeful he could make this team possibly as a return man and that 6 wide receiver. That's not great. When he got hurt, I was pissed off from a crappy throw from Reed Sinnett. But you see here, he was limited today. John Hightower limited, and then Jimmy Moreland with that ankle injury. So I don't believe Hightower makes this team. Jimmy Moreland definitely competing with a lot of those guys for a back-end corner spot. So hopefully he gets healthy soon and can do his thing on the field. We know he's a versatile guy that can help us on special teams, but we've got a lot of depth at corner. So going to be very, very intriguing to see how that plays out. What is going on, my man Anthony in the building? Let's go Birds. Nice to see you, dude. Hopefully you enjoyed that game, but we're back in practice, so we're talking practice. talking about what these guys did today. And again, we take it all with a grain of salt, but we just love to see this team continuing to improve, continuing to build. We see people getting on board, seeing what we've been seeing for a long time. So you love to see it, man, getting behind the birds. Dude, it's about to be a very special season. Who stood out to me on defense? A lot of people stood out to me. I broke it down, but we can talk about obviously Jordan Davis, what I feel about him as that nose tackle. I think he is showing others why I wanted us to draft him so desperately. So this guy takes on 3-4 block. I said that. We talk about double blocks. What about triple, quadruple? Because this guy's a monster. And I think people are seeing that now, and they're going to as this kid continues to get better. And that just opens things up for Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick. I think all these guys are about to feast. So, for me, we just got reassured, Nakobe Dean, he's going to take a little time, but he's going to be someone special. We talked about Kaiser White, how special he was. In just a short amount of time, you saw Brandon Graham back from that injury, how great he looked. So the secondary, I thought everybody did really well, man. And it was a very small sample size. It was preseason, and it was the Jets. I know that. But I really feel this defense is going to be top 3. And I've said that for a long time because there were missing pieces. But Jonathan Gannon had the right idea. You just had to add those pieces. So this offseason, while they were talking about Deshaun Watson, I sought out to talk about a nose tackle, a Sam linebacker, specifically Jordan Davis, Hassan Reddick, specifically the linebackers in Kaiser White and Nakobe Dean, those off-ball guys that can run sideline to sideline. They can do it all, dude. Be nickel linebackers, stop the run, all of it for these multiple schemes. And you talk about, how good it looked in just a small sample size. It's like, look, we know it's going to take time to gel, but I think this is going to be a very, very good team. JP just joining in. Yes, you must have missed the beginning of the show. We also released William Dunkel. So in case any of you guys missed the beginning of this show, yes, we already went through the transactions, but William Dunkel, Ali Fayyad, as I had mentioned, don't think those guys are making the team. You guys know, I believe, the Sam linebacker position between Patrick Johnson and Kyron Johnson, a great battle to find out who will back up Hassan Reddick. So we'll see. Do you think Milton will replace BG? No, I think they are two completely different people, and they play different positions. So what we have seen here, already in that small sample size, these multiple schemes I've been trying to talk about. And, when I make these graphics, I talk about every time, remember that Milton Williams is going to be the greatest depth piece. If there was a 6th Man of the Year award, Milton Williams would be winning that award because he's going to come in on every scheme, and he's going to be depth, but he can be that 3 technique. He can be a 4 technique, 5 technique. This guy is something special. And I've even seen him used as a 1 tech. I mean, in certain schemes, you got to realize, you're going to see people all over the place. And that's why we talked about the versatility of this team. So Milton Williams, he is a jack of all trades. He is our Aaron Donald. He is the future of this defensive line. Brandon Graham, he's going to come back and he's going to do exactly what he did last year. When we talked about not an outside linebacker, he's one of those edge rushers that's going to strictly play in even fronts. He'll play defensive end, but he can play defensive end as a 3 technique inside of those odd fronts. So whether you're doing the 3-4, the 5-2 overhang, whatever it may be, I mean, they're all going to have their roles, but different roles for Brandon Graham, different role for Milton Williams. And I think, you're going to see some special things from Milton Williams this year too. I mean, he's going to come in next to Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Hargrave. I mean, everybody always talks about who's playing over, but it's these guys are going to be playing next to each other, and they're going to be wreaking havoc. And there's going to be all kinds of combinations. We talked about the depth of this defensive line. I think the world is about to be put on notice. I mean, I understand. My stressor, even before the season ended last year, was you have to bolster this line. That's how you win championships. 31st in the league with only 29 sacks. The most unacceptable thing I've ever heard. Now, most people are, you got to blitz more. Again, that is just not how it works. This team it's based on getting pressure from your front 7, and whether you're blitzing or what you're doing. But if you create pressure up front with someone like Jordan Davis taking on 3-4 blockers, I mean, these linebackers are filling up the other gaps pretty easily. And you're going to see a much different defense. And I think I've tried to stress that since before the draft, why we had to get Jordan Davis. It was a must-have. This guy was the unicorn, the missing piece that we needed on this defense for Jonathan Gannon to really flourish. And we got Hassan Reddick in free agency. So it was like, dude, this is going to be something special here, ladies and gentlemen. So just stay patient. I think big things are coming. I see the Cowboys had like 90. Yeah, they suck, but it's preseason football. So I didn't see any of their starters. I think it was Cooper Rush starting the game. Feel like Milton just as fast or stronger. Yeah, he's a defensive tackle, though. So as I was just explaining, they will play 2 different positions. What is going on, George? Hope you're having yourself a great day. But Ace Boogie, this defensive line is going to wreak havoc. That's one thing you have to keep in mind. And that's one thing I've been trying to stress. And I think, for all the slack I got trying to talk about how special this defense is going to be, and all the slander, oh, Jonathan Gannon's the worst, this defense sucks. It's like you see the flip-flop happen, woof, like almost instantaneously. So you love to see it. I think people are going to, obviously, they've already seen, like, oh, shit, Jordan Davis is a monster. Nakobe Dean is going to whoop some ass. Like, these things, if you're watching these guys and you understand what defense Jonathan Gannon's running, you'll understand why they fit. Why I was so adamant about putting those videos out there. People are like, why are you trying to explain what the defense is when the media is out here, misinforming everyone? It's like, well, I just felt like people should be excited about something, right? I mean, if there's excitement to be had. So I did my best. I really did. Heard a report saying Milton Williams was getting reps at nose tackle. Yes, that is what I meant by one technique. That is what the nose tackle does. So you're going to see guys all over the place. And this is something we've talked about throughout. And you guys can see the graphics, the schemes, all the stuff we talked about. But the one anomaly I've talked about here is Milton Williams, who can play all over the place. And you guys know he is one of my favorites. I mean, all you got to do is type in Milton Williams and my name in Twitter, and you'll see the love I have for this man since last year. What a great draft pick he was. People were losing their mind. And it was like, dude, just wait. This guy he's a big part of this future. So yeah, he's going to be all over the place. What is going on? Nice to see you. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know it. Hope you're having yourself a great Sunday. We're talking birds here. We're going to go over a couple of the camp notes. Again, none of this stuff's a big deal, but I do want to talk about something here because of it. You imagine when Davis and Williams line up with all that speed rushers. Hey, man, I've been imagining it and trying to show people via graphic, via my words, via anything I possibly can. So yes, I can imagine it and I see it. And when it happens, that play where Jordan Davis, just eating the offensive lineman while Nakobe Dean comes in and cleans up. That's what we've talked about. So, look, the media can talk about Deshaun Watson, make whatever polls they want and do whatever they want. I tried my best to prepare people for what was actually coming, and that is pure greatness. So the way you do that is you kick ass in practice, right? So Devontae Smith, people losing their mind about that, but it's like, look, we need to protect our number 1A and 1B. Obviously, A.J. Brown there too. But this kid is the future, and he's pretty amazing. So you wanted to keep it, the bubble wrap on him. But he came out today, and he had a couple big plays in practice, and you love to see that, man. First off, though, Sproles, Brooks, Daryl Morey were there today. I love to see that greatness out there just spreading. Let's go Birds. Wish they would have been there when I was there. That would have been pretty cool. Now, anyways, it was still a great time. But running back, Kenneth Gainwell, had some ball security issues today. He was obviously out last week. He did not play in that preseason game. So, look, probably just knocking some rust off, hoping the best for the kid. I think he's going to be a big part of this offense. But Devontae Smith, let's talk about this dude being back. Beat Bradbury on a play. Then another one where he jumped over Zach McPherson and Anthony Harrison. The way they talked about it, the secondary looked at each other like, what just happened? So we know what this kid has, and we saw what this offense did against the Jets without Devontae Smith, without, a bunch of our stars. So I really think people are in for a rude awakening with this offense. Quez Watkins had a nice touchdown. All these throws were from Hurts, but Quez had one over Zach and Josiah Scott. So Zach getting raw dog here, but we talked about, he is definitely raw. He needs a lot of work, but he has been improving this offseason. You love to see that. Andre Dillard getting in a bunch of fights. I guess he was in 3 today. I only saw who he was battling with when it was Derek Barnett, and then the final one, Patrick Johnson. And apparently after that last one, he took his helmet off, didn't go into the training tent, and he just left. So not sure what's there. Maybe he still gets traded at some point, but he is definitely providing us some depth somewhere where I don't know if I feel comfortable with LaRaven Clark. And I guess it's better to have something than not if something were to happen. But obviously you want Jordan Mailata to stay healthy. But Josh Sweat had a sack today. He continues to dominate, but this defensive line continues to dominate each day. And we've talked about this extensively. I really feel this is going to be a top 3 defense, and it all begins in the trenches. So you love to hear these reports. Now, Kaiser White with a strip on Gainwell today. And Kaiser White, you guys know how I feel. He will be the leader of this pack, but you've got TJ Edwards, you've got Nakobe Dean. I think a lot of special things from this linebacking corps are coming. And that gets me excited because we know how many years we've been begging for that. So exciting to see all of these little things. I know you got to take it with a grain of salt, but you got to be excited for this team because the future is very bright. And I know people didn't want to hear it for months, but I think now you're seeing that, look, dude, it's all been laid out there. And I understand people are upset about Carson Wentz, or they don't like Howie or Gannon, or they hate Hurts, or whatever your narrative has been. It's like, I think it's just time to give up. get behind the birds and let's get, dude, something special is brewing here. And I really just think that you don't want to be on the outside looking at in again, like in 2017. So I just think, I'm just throwing it out there, you might want to strap in. Big things coming for the Philadelphia Eagles. But ladies and gentlemen, that was all of the notes I had for today. But I will show you the highlight video I put together of the other day's game. And it was quite an enjoyable day to, just have the jersey on, be back. I loved it, man. Want to keep Dillard and move Jordan to right tackle when Lane leaves. I definitely do not want to do that. Jordan Mailata is one of the best left tackles, the more important position there. So you love to see that. Jack Driscoll could slide into right tackle. That would be my preference there. So that would be great. We shall hope that Lane Johnson plays the next couple of years. This year, he looks like the greatest he's ever been. So luckily, we have a couple years to figure that out. But all right, guys, I'm going to show you this highlight video. If you have any questions, comments, you can throw them in here. But because I'm going to be rolling out as soon as this video is done, I'll obviously talk to you. But let me know how you're feeling so far. How did you feel about that game? How are you feeling about the practices? Whatever's on your mind, let me know. Whether you're watching this live, you're watching this later, you can always comment below. Always down to talk some birds. But let's take a look at some highlights from the Eagles-Jets preseason game. Enjoy. Music's not mine.
Y2K. Last night took I heard your new shit is pathetic. Your contract's restricted. To my dogs on a private jet from the public house and I kept it GM. 1,000 stars that like the Paramount. Last night took a L, but you're not about that. Wake up very morning, body matter. And get gory. I did everything and said worry.
There it was for you, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I know it's a loss. Some people get upset about that, but it's preseason football. Don't care. What I saw from the first and second teams, I enjoyed. So you keep building on that. Keep building something special. We hope that we are contending for a Super Bowl this year, which I do believe we can. So I think others will get on board soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just keep staying patient. Try to stay hopefully healthy here as a team, and let's go kick some ass. But that's all I got for you. Jay, my man, thank you for tuning in right at the end here. But just went through the training camp injuries, the notes, took a gander at some highlights there. But hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you're all enjoying your weekend out there. If you guys need anything, you want to talk about something you saw from the game or somebody I didn't touch on, whatever it may be, you can always comment down below. I always get back to you. Or you can reach out to me on any of these platforms. Try to reach me. If you felt I'm ignoring it, message me again. Always getting back to you guys. But yeah, hope you have a great weekend, and let's hopefully going to stay healthy next week. Hopefully. But if you guys need anything, reach out to me. But thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith. This has been On the Road to Victory. Stay safe out there, everybody. And as always,